All right, am I live? I'm live right here. I'm right here at the Beatles Fest 2023 at the Waldorf Astoria. Oh no, it's not. It's the fucking Travel Lodge, New York, but it's not really New York. It's poor man's New York, New Jersey. But they didn't tell us that, so we got to swim across to the Eiffel Tower. Oh no, it was a Statue of Liberty. Isn't New Jersey where the Warriors had to get back to, isn't it? Oh yes, look, I wasn't going to come up, but I've had two or three people want me to come. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. I've this isn't because I'm actually waiting for material, and I thought I've got to check it out because I did see Mr. Mayo put something up last night. And it was live and then it disappeared, so I couldn't grab nothing from it. But some other mug has put something up. In fact, it's fucking Beatle Brad, wasn't it? Beatle Brad's ego. He's going to destroy everything. Listen, I'm going to dedicate this program to Beatle Brad and what an arsehole he is, because when I saw poor Doc Dockus wandering around today, looking hopelessly lost and tapped out without a penny. Doc Dockus, you should have just not gone. Because Tim Allen, he voted with his feet. Do you know what I mean? He just or he didn't vote with his feet because he just decided not to go. And I don't blame him. They treat you like a couple of cunts down there. And oh, was it Mr. Mayo bought you a fridge magnet? What a generous bloke, eh? What a generous bloke. Look, if the camera's watching him and you're a bum, he'll give you 30 bucks and then he'll beat you up outside, try and get it back off you. And you know what? I've been in that situation before. I was tapped out. I had no money, and all these ponces and rich people were hanging around saying, oh, and then afterwards we're going to do this. It was a fucking table full of water. There wasn't even a bottle of water on that table. What it should have been, those cheap fuckers, and they get money from the YouTube as well. Them cheap fuckers should have said, hey, listen, Beatle Brad should have said, look, I'm here, or my ego got here 2 hours before I did. And he should have said, listen, guys, I love you. I'm the most important bloke in this building, obviously, because Patty hasn't showed up from what I've gathered. Hello, Sharon. And that wanker's walking around like he fucking owns the place, just as I predicted. Also, just as I predicted, there's a lot of Zimmer frames. There's a lot of mobility scooters hanging about. Now, this doesn't shout out young people to me. The only young person I've seen is Ethan Alexandrian, and he's just there to get on that fucking stupid quiz. And we're sick of Beatle quizzes. I'm sick of Beatle quizzes. You want to ask me 10 questions about the Beatles? I say, fuck off. I don't want to answer stupid questions. I'm not 10 years old. Do you know what? This isn't crossword puzzle time. It's grown-up people. In fact, they're too grown-up. They're old. You see those cunts doing you can't do that in my video if I can upload it. In World War II, the average age of the combat soldier was 26. At Beatle Fest 2023, he was not 96. No, 96. Sorry, I should have said that a bit better. Sorry, I killed the gag for you there, but it's up there. I've done a couple of videos. They're not very good though because there's not a lot of content yet. Because I'm waiting. Did you see when Jack Douglas from the Carry On film showed up at the Beatle Fest and Beatle Brad was on death's door, and this proves that the bloke's a zombie because he was Beatle Brad's a zombie and he survived something really bad, right? And he was on death's door that particular year, and he lunged forward. This is why he got beat up by Neil Sedaka, because he lunged forward. He thinks he's got the right to touch stars, to annoy stars. And I'll tell you something else about people who pester stars and what they get as a result of pestering stars. Keep the love of your stars. They don't belong to you. And you know, I've got you know, it's all very well getting an autograph of someone and that kind of thing. Great, but at the end of the day, they've, you know, they can't go out the fucking door without people pestering for autographs. And you say, yeah, that's what it's all about. But if they turn around and tell you to fuck off and then you hate their guts for it, you know, you've got nothing but yourself to blame. You haven't. And I mean, I don't know if any of the rest of you have seen any of this footage, but it's just so predictable. And I mean, Mr. Mayor said something bitchy about me last night, or you know, he was insinuating me. I know he was, and and he's going to say, "What a load!" And look at it, like as if it was brilliant. And I thought, well, no, look at it. There's a mobility scooter, just as he said that, coming out of the lift, and then they was pressing the button, and the hotel is so scabby that they couldn't get the lift. It broken down, or someone had wedged the door open in the basement. In fact, they're in the basement, aren't they? Because they can't even get the main conference area in this place. They've been put downstairs again because they ain't got enough money to get the upstairs room. So they're all sweating and dying of Legionnaire's disease down there because they haven't cleaned the air conditioning system for about 10 years. And you know what else is going to happen? The lights are going to go out and they'll find their wallets have gone missing. And I hope that doesn't happen to you, Doc Docus, if you're listening, because I feel real bad for you. That cunt Beatle Brad going around flashing his wad of money, trying to say, well, how good it is. It's just old pap you can get online. Everything that's there. He says, oh, look at these guitars. I thought, I've seen these fucking guitars before. And before that, we could all put a Beatles sticker on a shitty piece of plastic, can't we? Which is what it is. It's a shitty plastic guitar. And they're selling it for about $500 because it's got John Lennon's face on it or Paul McCartney's ball bag. Oh, look at these wonderful concerts. They haven't even got the wonderful concert tickets. Because I was sort of watching Beatle Brad from last year when he got all stroppy when he was looking at these records and he said, I wish those people would be quiet. I'm trying to make a video here. And I thought, what's it got to fucking do with you if that bloke screams and sings Can't Buy Me Love next year? It's none of your fucking business. It's not your gig, mate, no matter how much fucking money in Nazi Rolls Royces Nazi touring cars that you've got in your collection. We couldn't give a flying fuck, mate. Your money will not buy you friends, and it didn't buy you a John and Yoko album. Plastic Ono band, free off Sean Lennon, did it. Because you know what? They probably watched it and said, that bloke's a cock. He thinks he owns the Beatles. He thinks he owns the Beatles Fest. He thinks it, you know, why don't you just put on your blooming Nazi party swastika while you're about it, mate? Because that's what, actually, I can't say that because I know someone who got blocked for saying that. Don't know why, but you know, it's the truth. I can prove it in a court of law. You know what I mean? If you want to go around talking Third Reich, mate, go and watch the History Channel because it's the only bloody program on there. Hitler's greatest hits, Hitler's greatest bombs, Hitler's greatest fucking secret weapon. You know, Hitler was blooming Jack the Ripper as well. I couldn't give a fuck about Hitler. I've seen all the programs. I'm bored shitless of it, and I don't want to see you walking around with your blooming sea Kyle, and not buying Doc Docus a present. You and your shitty gifts, your crappy Beatles fucking anthology. Yeah, I know it's a bit bitchy tonight, but I'm waiting for material. In the meantime, watch my very sorry, sad material, which I will show you now. It's very pathetic. There. Oh no, man. There, but hello, Vinyl Dale. I was on Richie Dolan's stream last night. I think it was Jimmy Nicol. Was it you, Jimmy Nicol, turned up? But I was leaving. I was talking to my wife, and I forgot to come back. And when I did come back, everybody had gone. So you see, and what's Tom Hunyati's gay hairdo? If you're out there, Tom Hunyati, because you can't be having fun at the Beatle Fest, can you? Because there wasn't a fucking drink on the table, was there? There was just a bottle of water, and I'll bet you one of them cunts was drinking it in front of Doc Docus, because you got to pay about £5 for a glass of water out there. Yes, I was aware about the Nazis building the pyramids. I mean, I've seen Indiana Jones. God's sakes. I know, but to say, and my sister used to. Well, my sister used to say, "Oh, they lost the war because they spent too much on uniforms." And yeah, if you put your average British Tommy next to a Nazi SS, I mean, in the fashion parades, your British were going to lose that. But that's not the truth. It's not why they lost the war. But, they did have better uniforms and they had lovely leather coats, didn't they? Whoa, man. And those jack boots. All right, enough of this adoration. Enough of this. I prefer a good tin hat from a Tommy, personally, because it's a more friendly looking thing. Don't you agree? Don't you agree? Yeah. And so what we're doing at the moment, this isn't going to be a long stream. Like I said, I've been pestered to sort of come up here and give my take on it. I can't put my latest video up, but it is up there. In fact, I might be able to get it off my own stream. Hold on. Yeah. Video file, while. Oh, I don't want it there. No, I don't think I can do it. I'm sorry. I've got to go into YouTube and everything, and I can't be fucked with that. So you'll just have to look on my channel, because there is a bit of an update, but it's not a very good one. But there will be more information coming in. I'm expecting a telegraph from Western Union very shortly, because those people can't keep their stupid mouth shut, especially Beatle Brad. He's gonna get someone to film him pestering Arthur Mullard, because Arthur Mullard's been spotted, and there was photographic evidence from Andy One Leg that he saw Arthur Mullard walking around looking lost, seeing if there's any young flesh about, and see if anybody recognised him. Nobody recognised him. Nobody wanted his autograph. Nobody wants to hear his shabby stories about fucking bad fingers. And it looks like Patty hasn't bothered showing up, but they're gonna say, "Oh, yeah, she's got the right to cancel, but you haven't got the right to get your money back, because that's the way it is." Tommy Atkins. Let's just have a look at some of these comments. Tommy Cray. Yeah. Who's Tommy Cray? There is no such person. Yeah. So there's not going to be any music here tonight. This is just me in my hotel room. Like I said, we're waiting for hopefully Andy One Leg to do some video footage. Gok Kwang has not turned up either. Tragically, he has not turned up this year, because I mean, he would have given this gig a bit of personality, but Kit O'Toole's put a evil foot down and banned him from going there, and instead John Lennon's wig has showed up. Or Tom Hunyati's bouffant has showed up. You seen that hairdo? How gay is your hair, Tom? How gay is your hair? Blooming get it cut off, mate. It's just, there's suspicions about you and Andy One Leg. Oh, Andy One Leg's turned up with his fucking husband, hasn't he? And we haven't seen the Beatle non-binary. So, today should have been a happening day. So hopefully we're going to see some video footage when these fuckers in their hotel room later on, fiddling and tipping and tapping. And anyway, so it's we're waiting at the moment, but it's looking bad. Or from my point of view, it's looking very good, because it is a sorry ass thing. I mean, this first day vendors and these shitty goods and these shitty posters, and I mean, it is bloody awful. And how much of this fuckers paid to get to that? It's an ego show, and you can't just say, "Oh, well, it's all about the friendship," because look at Doc Docus. There was no friendship for the man. They thought, oh, he's poor. He can't afford a fridge magnet. And he's got to go up to Mr. Mayor. Oh, I haven't got a present. All the rest of you got a present. And I said, don't you worry, mate. I'll get you something. Oh, that'd be nice. I like that painting of John Lennon over there. I was thinking more of a fridge magnet. Or one of these, what do they call them, button badges in America? You call them badges? You don't call them badges in America, do you? Call them buttons or something? I can't remember. Yes, I was going to totally ignore it because, to be honest with you, I was worn out before I'd even started with this thing. I just thought, why should I? Why should I put myself out there this year? But, you know, I thought to myself, maybe I will. Maybe I will. After seeing this this Beatle Brad thing, I think, yes, somebody has to do something about this man. Somebody has to stop this man. And I'm sorry if there's any Beatle Brad fans out there, but you know, I can see an evil man. I can smell an evil man from the other side of the Atlantic. And I'm sorry, he's a bastard. He's an evil man. More evil than John Lennon was, in fact. A Who Fest. Yeah, well, you could do. I see Matthew Street had done his own Beatles Fest in his basement. And that was good. But I did say to him, I said, the only thing missing is you haven't got half a mullard wandering around your basement looking lost and wanting a free drink. Well, you employ an alcoholic from Britain to come to your show, you're going to get somebody walking around after free drinks. In fact, actually, what he was doing, and he got no chance at that event because people can't even afford a drink there, or they don't want to buy a drink. If I was, like I said, I'd just smuggle the old, you know, the arm going up, like the bottle of vodka underneath your sleeve. Oh, I've got nothing, and I've just got a Popeye arm. I've got 2 Popeye arms, and then you get like this straw, and you go, or you fill your bottle of like my friend Helen the Lush. She used to want to go out with me, and try, you know, just as a friend sort of thing. And she'd say, "Oh, we'll come up to Lewis this week," and I'll say, "Yeah, all right then." And then, you know, she's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll have a half a lager." And I think, "Oh, she's drinking half a lager." And then next thing, she'd be staggering out the toilet 5 minutes later. And one day, I thought, "Oh, can you look after my handbag?" So I said, "All right then." And I thought, I wonder what's in this bottle of water. So I opened it up and took a swag of it. And it was neat vodka, wasn't it? And that's what she was doing. She's going in the bog and she was drinking vodka. And it's disgusting. It was disgusting. And I think that's what Joey Arthur Mullard's doing. He's going around wanting a drink. Got nothing to say. Who wants to know about fucking Badfinger? What have they got to do with the Beatles? Beatles give them a song and took them on because they thought, oh, look, they're trying to be like us. They're copycats of us. In fact, I'm surprised there's anyone left in Badfinger. I thought they all killed themselves. I can't take it because the manager's a Jewish bastard and he's snorted all the cocaine up his nose. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not in such a bad mood, actually. Fit to be tie-dyed. I'm just, you know, I was advised to come on and say my piece, so I'm going to say my piece and peace off. Peace and love. Peace and love. Of course, he don't care. All he cares about is a double scotch on the rocks. That's all he cares about. And he was walking around in vain looking for them because they weren't going to show up. None of them was going to show up. Well, no one's going to show up who's going to buy him a drink. That's for sure. I mean, like I said, I was horrified by the table. Should have been full of beers. I took the piss out of this last year. And what have they done? They're not buying a beer for Doc Dockers. Not buying a double for anyone. There should be a bottle of fucking Jameson's on that table, ready to go. But no. Oh no, I'm teetotal. I don't touch nothing, me. Well, what about these people? Now, I'll bet you, poor Doc Dockers had to go all that thousands of miles, all the way from Canada, by train, boat, and plane. And what was it? Those in between the train carriages. And sneaking over the border and then meeting up with Beatle Brad, and then not Beatle Brad stopping off for breakfast. Well, I'm going to go and get some breakfast. Do you want to wait here in the car? It's outrageous. So hopefully a bit later on tonight, we will be getting some information coming through, because they ain't going to be able to keep a lid on it, are they? Someone, even if it's not one of the big four and Andy One Leg or Kit O'Toole, don't want this thing going live, because they don't really want you to see what it's really like there. And they don't want to see these book vendors or online authors sitting around tables with no one buying their books. And I mean, it's just awful. There's about 6 vendors there selling real shit, total shit, and someone was actually selling peanuts there. I thought that's very appropriate for a bunch of fucking monkeys, isn't it? You might sell what was that drink that the Nazis invented? Tango, wasn't it? Was it Tango? Was it Tango? Or what's that orange drink? It's Tango, isn't it? Yeah, Tango. Yeah, I think Adolf Hitler ordered the making of that. So, so get Beatle Brad a tin of Tango. Oh dear. Beatle Brad. He's dreadful, isn't he? He's just dreadful. I've never known such an evil bastard in all my life. Yeah, Beatle Brad, when you're in your hotel room with your silky nightgown on and your Ebenezer Scrooge cap and your pointy slippers and your £10 a night hooker, well, just think about Doc Docus with the ceiling, all the dripping of the dripping air conditioning and the bed with the bed bugs and you're up on the 9th floor, if you can get on the 9th floor with the lifts in that place, and you're just evil. You're evil. You should let that man in your room and you go stay Robert S.'s crummy blooming bunk bed. or go and stay with Andy One Leg and his boyfriends. Go and have a gay orgy with them. LBGBT, or go and stay with the non-binary girls, because they'll be there, won't they? They'll be on stage tomorrow. They'll be at the Beatles quiz. Oh, I can't wait for the Beatles quiz. Can you? Oh, the Beatles quiz. I'll bet you all them cunts is watching my show right now because there's nothing better to do at the Beatle Fest. And they'll say, Fanta, thank you. Sorry about that. Yeah, I got it wrong. I got it wrong, didn't I? I almost said lilt. And people in America say, what the fuck's lilt? Lilt with your totally tropical taste. Very 80s, very 70s, in fact, lilt was. Bloody horrible as well. What flavour was lilt? What flavour was it? Lemon or mango? Or it was fucking horrible, wasn't it? It's worse than Tizer. Yeah. And who was it who designed their uniform? Was that French? Was it Gucci or I don't know. I can't remember. I'm not a fashion expert, me. You know what I mean? I'm a practical dresser like Ron Boudry. You know, I was Ron Boudry wearing a smart shirt the other day, and I thought, yes, Ron Boudry, I've got a shirt like that. Nice. I like a checky shirt, I do. Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course, Herbie. Yeah. Well, that's why Walt Disney wanted to make a film about a VW Beetle, because him and Henry Ford, they was big on anti-Semitism, weren't they? The pair of them, and bigging up the Nazis. In fact, I didn't know that Walt Disney made that dreadful film in the 40s, worse than Zippity Doodah, about being friends with South American Nazis. Oh, come to Argentina. It's a lovely place. Oh, Chile's good. Yeah, they've got Adolf Hitler's living here now. We want Hugo Boss. That's it. Yeah. What's Hugo Boss? So getting all the answers off Brian Borrow. He's he's a fountain of information, isn't he? So anyway, listen, I've got I don't think I've got anything else to say until we get more information coming through. So I'm going to go right now. And that's it. Just be prepared. It's going to be, yeah, Disney is still evil. It's still evil. Anyway, on that note, goodbye for now. Goodbye. Bill Sussman.